Hey guys, welcome to the Viridian News Sports Podcast. I'm Ty Cameron.
I'm Ange Beers.
And I'm Dylan Calvo. On today's episode, we're going to be covering professional basketball.
Thank you to Silver Sky & Co. for being our sponsor for today's episode. If you ever need any woodwork done for you, check out Silver Sky & Co.
This year's season has had its ups and downs, but was overall a pretty good season.
Today, we are bringing in a very special guest who is very enthusiastic for this year's season.
Our guest for today's episode is Drew. He has a vast knowledge of the sport.
So Drew, what team do you support in the NBA?
I'm from Georgia, and I'm from the Atlanta area, so I definitely got to support the Hawks. Hometown team, definitely.
Have you ever been to one of the Hawks games?
I've been to a couple. My first game was with my cousin and my uncle, and then I went to a couple with my dad. Then I went to one with my mom and stepdad.
So who got you into the sport?
I'd definitely say my grandparents did. My grandma played basketball. My grandpa loved to watch sports, so I definitely say they did.
So because of this interest, have you ever played basketball on a rec team or a school team?
I've been playing rec for about 9 years, and I'm going to try out for varsity this year.
So if you've been playing for 9 years, how long have you been watching basketball for?
Even though I've been playing for 9 years, I've only watched basketball for about 11.
So as of currently, do you think the USA is the best basketball team in the world?
They're definitely up there, but right now, as of today, August 31st, they are definitely the best team, especially with all their talent.
All right, Drew, what do you think so far about the weeks in the tournament?
I definitely think they're doing really good. There are some teams that are really going to compete with them, but I think the USA's got it with all their coaching staff, all their talent like Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Paolo Banchero. They definitely got the good talent and the good coaching to win it all.
So have they reached your expectations this year so far?
My expectations were really low for them because going into this, everyone expected them to not do as well as they are right now. But Anthony Edwards, he's leading the team to good stats, so they've exceeded my expectations.
Did you watch the last World Cup they had?
I believe the last one they had was in 2021 or 2022, but I watched the last one, and it was definitely better than this one.
With the USA in mind, are there any other teams that you think compete with them?
One team I'd definitely say is very dangerous to USA's gold medal run is Canada. They've got some really good guys, one of them being Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's really good, so I feel like he could definitely give some fright to the NBA.
So do you think it'll be USA versus Canada in the final, or maybe another country?
I don't know who, but one of the two teams is going to make it, but they won't play each other.
Okay, so Andrew, we're going to transition back from the World Cup to just the regular NBA season. And my first question is, what do you think about Japan getting their first ever win in the World Cup?
It's really cool to hear that they finally got a World Cup team after all these years. And they don't have much talent in the NBA. I mean, it's hard to play overseas there and come all the way to the NBA. But I feel like it's really cool to see, especially with the way that they've been playing this year.
Right. So what players in the tournament are playing differently than they usually do in the NBA, and how so?
I got two guys I really want to point out. One guy is Anthony Edwards. He's already really good, but he's been playing at an outstanding level as a leader. And so another guy would definitely be the sophomore Paolo Banchero. He just won Rookie of the Year on the Magic, and he definitely has the potential to be All-NBA first-team caliber. But he's 100% improved and 100% impressed me, especially with the win against New Zealand.
All right, so with talking about the NBA, let's transition to the past season. So what team were you rooting for the past season?
This last year, I was going for the Hawks. I mean, hometown team, always been a Hawks fan. And so I definitely got to root for my boys.
So let's talk about Anthony Edwards. How do you think he's going to be doing this year?
Taking up a leadership role in the Timberwolves is going to be really big for him, especially with the talent and production he produces already. And so I feel like he can definitely take that big leap, make All-NBA, third team at least, and definitely lead this team to a playing spot.
So how did you feel when the Denver Nuggets won the last season's final?
I was ecstatic. I was really excited to see Nikola Jokic win a championship after getting robbed of the MVP this year. But it was really good to see him win a championship and all of the other guys on the team.
All right, so another question. Do you think LeBron James is truly the GOAT of the NBA?
Absolutely not. Michael Jordan will always be better than him. LeBron might never surpass him. because, in my opinion, Michael Jordan, he's the GOAT after all he did. A lot of people say that Scottie and Dennis Rodman had to help him win championships, but the league forced Michael Jordan to retire, and then he came back, won another three-peat, retired, and then came back again. That just sounds like greatness and domination to me.
With LeBron almost being 39 years old, do you think him and his kids will be able to play together in the league?
One thing that LeBron has said is he wants to play with his son Bronny. Now, Bryce, he's only 15 or 16, so I doubt he will play in the NBA with him, because by the time he gets to the league, LeBron will probably be at least 42. But I feel with USC developing Bronny, he might be able to declare for the draft this next upcoming season. He had a scare this offseason with a cardiac arrest, and so hopefully he can bounce back from that and make his freshman year count, get drafted, and hopefully play with his dad.
So with you thinking LeBron James isn't the GOAT, who do you think competes with him?
Definitely, he's in my top three. I'd go with Michael Jordan 1, LeBron 2, and then Kareem 3. I know it's crazy because a lot of people have Kobe in their top 3, and he's top 6, top 7, but he's not top 5. I got Magic Johnson and Tim Duncan over him.
All right, so let's talk about Kobe. If Kobe was still active today, do you think he would be able to compete or have the same impact as LeBron?
I feel like he can't have the same impact as LeBron because he would be 40-something. But if you were to put him as a coach of an NBA team, his IQ alone would lead a team to at least 40 wins. And if you bring the talent of, let's say, the Atlanta Hawks, let's say you fired Quinn Snyder and you put Kobe Bryant on the coaching staff as the head coach, the Hawks will win 50 games and secure a playoff spot, not a play-in spot. He will figure out a way to put Trae Young as a leader, and he will figure out a way to make everything better.
So with Kobe being a big impact on the court, do you think he could have been a bigger impact off the court too?
If you're talking about in the community, I feel like he definitely would. I know he was a role model to many, including myself, and I feel like he could definitely make the world a better place because I know the whole world was struck when he died.
How did you feel after Kobe's death?
I was devastated. Kobe was a really big role model to me, and when he died, I felt like a piece of me died. I mean, it's really heartbreaking to see the way he died and how he died, and especially with having his kid there with him, then it's really tragic, and I felt like the whole world just was affected.
Let's get more personal with this. Why do you like basketball?
I like basketball because it's really like a comfort thing to me. I know that whenever I am down or I'm angry, I can just lace up my shoes, go out and play some basketball, and I'll be definitely okay. But it's because my grandma played basketball, and practically my whole family played basketball, I feel like I need to play basketball, especially since my brother is not an athlete whatsoever. So I got to take the reins and be that guy.
So how long have you been playing for?
I've been playing for 9 years.
With our school, do you watch our school's basketball team? Have you been to any games?
I've been to a lot of games, especially since my brother was in the band. I got to go to games, and so I've been watching the team. Last year it was really fun to watch, especially with them winning the region championship. So yeah, I do go to games sometimes. I'm going to try to go to more, especially with basketball this year. So definitely watch them.
Do you tend to look at shoes when you're on the court?
This is a really good question. Like, let's say I'm on the sideline. Let's say I'm taking a breather. I do like to see some of the shoes that some of the players are wearing. I'm not a big shoe guy, but I do like to admire some shoes.
What are your favorite type of shoes? Jordans, LeBrons?
If we're talking about shoes to wear for comfort, then I definitely got to go Jordans. They're stylish and they feel comfortable. But if we're talking about basketball shoes to play in, I love the Luka 36 shoe. They're extremely, extremely comfortable. They make me more versatile, and I feel good wearing them.
Thank you, Drew, for coming in today. Thank you for being our guest. And thank you all for listening. Hope to see you all next time. Tune in. Bounce it later.